The wind moved slowly across the plains of New Mexico, bending the tall grass like a quiet prayer. For 40 years, Thomas Caldwell had lived alone on his ranch. No wife, no children, no visitors, just land, cattle, and silence. People in the nearby town called him the Ghost Rancher. They didn't know his past. They didn't know his sins. That morning, Thomas rode out earlier than usual. One of his horses had wandered toward the old cottonwood trees near the dry creek, land most people avoided. The Apache reservation began just beyond it, and history there was soaked in blood. As he approached the largest tree, something unnatural caught his eye. A shape, still, hanging. His heart stopped. A young Apache girl, no older than 16, hung from a thick branch. Her black hair fell like a curtain over her face. Around her neck was not just a rope, but a wooden sign, carved crudely with trembling hands. "White man don't forgive." Thomas fell from his horse. For a moment, the world disappeared, replaced by memories he had buried deep 40 years earlier. Thomas was not always a rancher. He was once a soldier, young, angry, obedient. Stationed near Apache land, he followed orders without asking questions. Orders that burned villages, orders that broke families, orders that taught him silence was survival. One night during a forced relocation, a young Apache woman begged him to let her child go. He didn't. The child was taken. The mother screamed. Thomas never forgot that scream. Back to the tree. Thomas cut the rope with shaking hands. The girl collapsed into his arms. She was alive, barely. He pressed his coat against her chest, whispering words he didn't know if he deserved to say. "Stay, please stay." He rode harder than he ever had in his life, carrying her to his cabin miles away. He laid her by the fireplace, warming her frozen hands, forcing breath back into her lungs. Hours passed. Then she coughed. Her eyes opened, dark, furious, afraid. She tried to sit up, but Thomas gently held her back. "You're safe," he said quietly. She laughed, a broken, bitter sound. "There is no safe," she replied. "Not with your kind." Her name was Ayanna. Ayanna told him everything. Her father had been falsely accused of killing a white rancher. No trial, no proof, just a rope and a crowd. Her mother died years earlier, also taken by violence no one answered for. That morning, the townsmen had come again. They left the rope hanging. They left the sign. They wanted a message. She wanted an ending. The confession. Thomas sat across from her that night, staring into the fire. "I was one of them," he said. Ayanna froze. "I wore the uniform. I followed the orders. I destroyed lives I never knew." Silence filled the cabin. Then she asked, "Why save me?" Thomas swallowed. "Because I didn't save the last child who begged me to." Tears streamed down his face, the first he'd allowed in decades. "I can't undo what I did, but I can choose what I do now." The choice. The next day, Thomas rode into town with Ayanna beside him. People stared. Some reached for guns. Thomas stood tall. "She's under my protection," he said. "And if anyone touches her, they answer to me and to the truth." He handed over documents, old military records. He'd kept hidden, names, orders, proof of crimes buried for decades. The town erupted. Investigations followed. Arrests were made. Stories once silenced were finally heard. Years later, the cottonwood tree still stands. But now beneath it there is no rope, only a wooden bench. Ayanna grew into a strong woman, an advocate, a voice for her people. She never forgot what happened, but she chose not to let hate define her ending. Thomas died peacefully one winter morning. On his grave, Ayanna placed a simple stone engraved with new words. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing to end the cycle. And the land, once soaked in pain, finally learned how to breathe again. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update. And most importantly, share this video with others. Your support truly means a lot.